Hello and welcome to Game 1 in this best of three tonight in the Amateur Dota 2 League, Contender League. We are in playoffs at this point, so we have 3 games, potentially, instead of just the regular 2. I am Nifan, joined tonight by Arno.
Hello.
And Arno, you know WSS pretty well, correct?
I sure do.
And
Yeah.
Petting Zoo, are you familiar with them as well?
I just lost to them last week.
Alright, alright.
So we're what's the word? I don't know. Acclimate.
Alright. So early on, WSS. I know Gambit always looks at what Petting Zoo has, and he's probably going to have the same 3 bans throughout the series, or same 2 starting bans throughout the series. Yeah, it used to be always the same, like 3+1, but now I guess maybe it's a little different.
First thing I noticed is WSS gets both second pick and Radiant, which I think both are objectively better than cards.
Yeah, I'm surprised how that happened. I know Gambit will always pick second pick if he is given it, and he'll always pick Radiant if he's given it. So I wonder what Petting Zoo want to happen here, because second pick, I don't know. You probably have your own perspective on this, but I think second pick now is just completely broken.
I agree.
Like you get to pick your mid at your 4th pick or your 2nd pick, and then ban 3 counters directly.
Mm-hmm.
To just
it's bonkers.
And then you get immediately another pick, so you basically get 4 bans against whatever your draft centerpiece is going to be if you're second pick.
So one thing I noticed, I don't know how much you know about Gambit. He banned his own Pangolier, even though he had the first pick of the second phase. So that's just food for thought, I suppose. Because that's something that he plays mid quite often.
Yeah. Gambit was my captain, actually, in the Intermediate League.
Oh, so you know.
So I am familiar.
I love all these heroes. These are all heroes that I wish I was good at.
Yeah. Gambit does really like the Ogre Magi, just generally speaking. The Nature's Prophet, is that a Darth Heisenberg pick?
I don't. Their team's a little bit funky at the moment. So Revamp obviously got
booted, yeah.
to Divine, so he's been removed from this division. And he was replaced by Fructose Father. Now, I don't know who will be playing 4 and 5 because Darth Heisenberg is a 4 player, but he's been playing 5 throughout the season. So it could even be an offense.
All right. Well, we'll see how that goes. I wanted to pick it for me mid, but he wasn't gonna let that happen. So
if only, right?
It's pretty strong mid right now, honestly. Like because Blade Mail and Orchid are so strong, Prophet just is incredible.
I think Tidehunter is one of those heroes that almost no matter what the rest of the draft is, it will always be awful.
Yeah, and I do think that this Nature's is gonna be a core because Gambit, like I know that Gambit agrees that that's how you draft second pick, and he then banned 3 wave clearing heroes and picked another, right? So I think they're gonna play around Zoo, even if Prophet isn't necessarily the core. They're gonna play around Zoo, yeah.
Zoo heroes or Zoo summon.
Yeah, play Zoo to play against Zoo, you know.
I thought we got rid of those. The Necro nerfs.
Well, it's interesting because the Necro nerf was kind of a side grade, right? Like they're worse at pushing, and they're worse at farming, but they're way better at hitting heroes.
It's true.
So if you pick a Lycan, I don't think Gambit will pick a Lycan because he thinks that's just dirty. Then only 10 seconds. The Necro still works really well. If you pick anyone who just wants to use summons to hit heroes or to team fight, then I think it still works well. But Petting Zoo's draft. Say what?
I have a question. Do you think that Nature's Prophet has been buffed by these Necro nerfs? Because he didn't really build that item. Necessarily. And he can still take towers without it.
He still takes buildings. So definitely like relative to other heroes in that role, he's better now. Or who were building the Necros before. But Necros aren't that much worse at taking buildings. Like they're only 10% worse at taking buildings. The
All
big
right.
nerf was to creeps. One thing
Early Terrorblade pick is.
yeah, that's an interesting one. I do like it here because WSS, they do not have any magic damage.
They have Ogre.
Well, now they have
Ogre's
magic damage.
And now they have Leshrac. That's a Dylan hero. That'll be going safe lane.
Yeah, Gambit loves that safe lane Lesh. But yeah, one thing still for WSS though, Petting Zoo opened with this Phoenix, and there's no answer to it yet.
Yeah, Leshrac is not exactly a right clicker. You have Nature's Prophet, and that's it. Although, that being said, with his long attack range and his teleport, he can be wherever he wants. The egg pops, or when the egg goes up. So they have that going for them. They still have one more pick. I mean, Gambit's Invoker is in the pool. And I think that does fairly well. It's all three of these heroes.
Yeah, for Petting Zoo, like so far. Yeah, and with that especially, I actually do really like Petting Zoo's draft overall. Like WSS, they have a lot of tower push, and they have a team fight spell, right? But they don't really have necessarily the tools to deal with the heroes on Petting Zoo, right? Viper does not care about any hero on WSS so far. Terrorblade only cares about Leshrac. Phoenix does not care about any of those heroes.
Yeah, you're right. Plus, so obviously Viper puts Tidehunter in a world of hurt with the fact that he doesn't have Kraken Shell when he's sitting in the puddle. The same thing applies to Ogre with his multicast. Like, mid-late game, Ogre is still a pretty viable support because the multicast, he can pop off, like a 4-second, 800 damage stun late game. But if you're sitting in the Viper puddle for some reason, that goes away.
10 seconds to pick.
And aside from that, you only have one real egg hitter. You can't touch Willow, with the exception of Earth Splitter, if she's in Shadow Realm. Terrorblade only cares about the Leshrac. And this is a free Viper game so far.
Absolutely.
And
also, WSS generally they have a lot of tick damage, and if there's anything that Viper likes to play against, it's tick damage. Because
that keeps reapplying the corrosive skin.
It's similar to like, Viper versus Quap. Later on in the game, Quap does well against Viper, but in lane, she relies a lot on Dagger to win the lane. But if you try to Dagger a Viper level 1 or 2, and if he has the equivalent level of corrosive skin, you'll take more damage from that than he will.
They banned Storm Spirit. I feel like they would have done well.
Yeah, it's interesting to ban the Storm here. I do agree Viper's probably a mid.
I like the Anti-Mage and PL ban. And look, they didn't ban a single support banning.
Yeah, that's true.
So that makes me wonder, is there a world in which Gambit plays Nature's Prophet mid?
I don't know. I'm Gambit's mid player for his other team, so I don't know what he plays mid.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus. All right. So whether that's an off lane or a mid lane is still up in the air, but it is such a good Timbersaw game.
Is Invoker out of the question? I still think it's good, right?
I mean,
maybe not so much against the Viper, but everyone else.
Invoker's alright. He does give you some tools to deal with everyone. Okay, Monkey King. So that's the play they're going to go for. They think that it's going to be a Timbersaw on the off lane. They want Monkey King to go against that. Or they're going to put safe lane Lush against and have the Monkey King in mid. Nah,
it's
okay.
a mid-Leshrac,
Mid-Lesh. Alright, alright.
presumably.
Or, okay, yeah, mid-Lesh.
Yeah, mid-Leshrac. Still a core Nature's Prophet. No, that's support.
Yeah, yeah. So one Lesh, 3 Tide, 2 Monkey. Or, no, sorry, 2 Lesh, 1 Monkey, 3 Tide. And yeah, Fructose Father is a 4-player, right?
Tell ya. That's their stand-in for this week.
Okay. For Petting Zoo, obviously it's a safe lane Terrorblade. Do you know which of their players, Breaker or RZ, is their mid player typically? Do they switch it up?
I would have to imagine that it's a Breakers mid and sides off lane, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
So classic lane setup. But
Yeah, I think they might be well served by switching that out, knowing that Lesh is going to be the mid laner for WSS.
doesn't trying to
Have.
think of Monkey's lane because you're either against Phoenix, which Phoenix likes that matchup. You can
Mhm.
Icarus dive away at any, and you can throw the fire spirits on Monkey, so it's harder for him to get the stacks.
Mhm.
Kind of a hard monkey. Kind of a hard monkey because it's not much easier against Dark Willow.
Well, I think that they're relying on being against that Timbersaw. I think that's what
Right.
WSS's idea is here. Which is why I'm thinking, why I'm thinking if Petting Zoo do change that up and put their Timbersaw in the mid lane, which it looks like they are not going to do. So it is going to be Viper in mid, Timbersaw off lane. So Monkey King is going to get at least the off lane matchup that he wants.
Nobody has any cosmetics.
Did it? Wow. Okay. Everyone is just base. I know that Gambit has some sick Lesh items, so
That's unfortunate. I mean, why would you even play AD2L
yeah,
if you don't have skins?
Oops.
Skins get win.
A little surprised. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Just everyone not having their cosmetics. Anyway, we can go ahead and get in and see who's playing on what and where. For Petting Zoo, we had id playing on the Pause 1 Terrorblade, Backyard Sluts 9 playing on the Dark Willow. Mid lane, we have Breaker playing on the Viper. Sides, or perhaps RZ, maybe both, RZ sides playing on that off lane Timbersaw. Joined by his Pause for Phoenix, played by Agpat07. And on WSS, Fructose Father playing on that pause for Nature's Prophet with that starting Blightstone. Ouch. We have Tidehunter pause 3 played by Retman. A little bit of harass up here, but should look like it's 2 and 2. Yeah. Dill playing on the pause 1 Monkey. Darth playing on that pause 5 Ogre. And Dill is, like you say, getting slowed up quite a bit by those fire spirits.
That was actually a net loss. He got off every single Jingu stack, but he ended up with less health.
Yeah, they did kill 2, so I think they end up forcing 3 tangos for 1. Is what this looks like. Definitely, Dill is very greedy with the starting build here, having that Oov, actually double Oov in this lane, as well as the hatchet.
I don't like Darth Heisenberg's first level ability. I think you should have one of the other two.
Do you think maybe it was just for the rune?
It's possible. I mean, Timbersaw isn't going to have chain until level 3 or 4. And Phoenix has already shown the fire spirits, so he won't have Icarus dive to get away. So Ignite's still a pretty good option level 1, and then also if you can't slow them down, you can speed up your Monkey King with Bloodlust to help get those Jingu stacks.
Yeah, Bloodlust is actually amazing in this lane, especially with the
yeah.
Oov on Monkey King. I think that it would sort of make this kind of not even contestable, and this would just be the win lane for WSS. Top lane, there's a little bit of contention. Retman TPing back to the tower, but it's a long TP because he's not the first one to go there. And Fructose, because I think Fructose Father actually had TP'd out just before that.
Okay, so Phoenix has Icarus dive now, so there's no reason for Agpat to die.
He should be a bit safer.
Although he has Bloodlust now on Ogre.
Yeah, I think that they can still potentially pick up sides. He doesn't have a point in Timber Chain yet. And I think that's going to be the objective you want to go for. But
He's really holding on to his dive here.
yeah. I think he's alright. He will survive no matter what. And the longer he lets sides get these Whirling Deaths out into Darth Heisenberg, yeah, the more likely he's going to be able to force Darth Heisenberg out. And he had already given up, say, you know, I'm going to have to walk away and stand out of the lane for a while. So let me make this Ogre do the same thing. We do have the stacks coming up for Dill, but looks like he's going to use those to farm.
Get his health back.
We do have some engagement in top, but it's so hard to go on this Tidehunter as a Terrorblade.
Lane we haven't talked about too much. The mid lane, Gambit versus Breaker. Gambit's ahead 14-5 versus 9-2.
Yeah, that's kind of surprising. This Viper should win this lane pretty handily, I think. Lesh is definitely a fast boy, but anytime Lesh comes up to hit a creep, Viper should just throw out 2 or 3 poison attacks and make him walk away. And that's what he's doing now. I think maybe just with stuns, Gambit was getting a lot out. Taking a look back up at here, top, there's some creep cutting going on. Backyard Slot has to walk away. And it's kind of unfortunate he does, because he bought this headdress, and if he can't keep in range to use that headdress on id, then he's not going to get as much value out of that. And this courier, all right, it's not going to go directly past Redmond. And mid lane does look like Breaker is starting to catch back up. And after this wave, you should be caught up, actually. Shouldn't be too hard to get these under the tower as Viper.
It's more difficult now to change, but I think still get them. You're right.
I think it's way easier now. Like, it used to be 2 hits would sometimes bring it low enough to kill with 1 attack and sometimes not, like at this point in mid lane. But now it's always 3 hits will bring it where you need to be. And it was the same with like 5 hits would sometimes bring it low enough to kill, but not always. And now it's always 6 hits. Bottom lane. Alright, yeah. Like, I think it is much more consistent to last hit under tower now, that each individual attack is worth less.
You just have to be... You need your timing to be a little bit better, but the option is more available now.
Yeah. Up here, we are going to see Root go out on the Fructose Father. Backyard Slut trying to get that rune. It looks like he will. Throws into the Nether form and TPs away. Where did he TP to? Okay, he's TP to tower.
This is the most boring first 5 minutes I've ever seen.
Yeah, no first blood yet. But Gambit, he gets the first level 6, and he's going to try to run down Breaker. It's going to be a little bit difficult coming under this tower. He's got to be careful. He does have the Illusion Rune, and he is able to find that, actually. He will not.
Oh, and the Fairy
he will
Fire?
fall.
No.
Fairy Fire almost keeps him alive, but it does end up falling. That's worthwhile for sure. This lane is now going to get wiped by the tower. So that's a bunch less XP for the Viper that was already a little bit behind on XP. Sides, he is gonna Timber Chain himself away. Yeah, and this lane, oh maybe. Okay. Monkey King did get hit by those Fire Spirits, so he's not able to follow up on that Boundless Strike.
On the bright side for Dylan, though, the Fire Spirits don't slow down your attack animation for Boundless Strike, so you'll always get that off pretty speedily. Oh, no,
Gambit has a haste. He's just going to run down Breaker. He's got to be careful, though, coming under the tower. Yeah, he's not going to take too many hits from it. Lesh does have a lot of armor, but he still can't tank tower. Oh, no. Backyard Slut lost his courier with a bunch of shit on it. And, meanwhile,
Dylan finally
goes down.
Takes care of that pesky bird infestation.
How did he actually catch him up on that? I was looking at the courier kill.
That Boundless Strike.
Tidehunter falling as well to a final right click from Backyard Sluts, and he just is able to walk away from Fructose Father. So 2 for 2 now at this point. No team with a real solid advantage. It on top of the CS charts by a bit. But everyone's still pretty close right now.
I did.
I did?
I
did
think
it?
that's what people call him. Just I did.
I did? Alright, alright.
He didn't do any of the casters a favor by choosing ending, but we let him keep it.
It's alright, it's alright. So as this since this game is very even at the moment, and as we start to get into the middle of the mid or the beginning of the mid game here, how does coming out of the laning phase, basically with nothing happening, serve each team?
I mean, it's better for Dire, isn't it? You want to go as late as possible with Terrorblade. And the more that nothing happens, the better it suits.
Okay. I can definitely see that. Oh, he tries to salve up, or I did rather, tries to salve up. Retman cancels that salve. There's a TP in from the Phoenix. Now he's going to get hit up by that Cursed Crown. Now it is going to pop. Throws out a couple of Fire Spirits. The Purge comes through, and now Backyard Slut, he's the one in trouble. There's going to be some trees, probably.
No
Not
mana.
even needed. And he just falls to that final Anchor Smash. Now trees onto Agpat, who does have a dive, but he's playing it careful. I did. Throws out the meta. It's not with anything to hold it in place, though, so Titan just walks away. Meanwhile, Breaker is able to find that second kill onto Gambit. Looks like he was using that Viper Strike for it.
Oops. That's precisely what it was.
And
I
it actually
can't
puts
alt-click
him...
any abilities.
Hmm?
Can't alt-click any of the abilities.
I think casters just can't alt-click.
Oh.
You can alt-click their... I guess maybe not, because you can alt-click their active effects.
Abilities.
Interesting. Well, I guess this server is just broken.
Yeah, there's no cosmetics, GG.
There is a Ravage here, and he is going to choose to use it. Run back forward, throw out the Anchor Smash. Going to try to get onto Ag, but Ag just dives away. Now the Cursed Crown come through, and the final right click is not enough from Backyard Sluts. Didn't wait quite long enough on that Shadow Realm, and he's going to fall.
Redmond would have died if he walked into the Bramble, and he was really close.
Mm-hmm.
He decided to walk back to get the attempt to get the last hit with the Gush, even though Willow was already guaranteed dead.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was just a high yield, low risk reward. Granted, it worked out for him. So
yeah, he did get that last hit with the Gush. So
you're right.
Oh, Treant ult coming through, and it actually pops this Timber Saw down here.
It does more damage now, right?
It does more damage. It does more. So it does. It had 2 buffs, or 3 buffs. The cooldown was reduced. It used to be 110. It does more damage. We are actually going to see a fight up here. Darth Heisenberg probably going to fall.
Not much of a fight.
An engagement.
Okay, that's a good word for it.
But so the cooldown is shorter by 25 seconds. It does more damage on the first bounce, and I think it does like 1 more damage per bounce overall. Tidehunter falling up here on top. Fructose Father, he's going to try to TP away, and he's not going to be able to make it.
Nature's Prophet had the attack mid-air for the egg to pop, but unfortunately it was a half-second too late.
Yeah, it does be like that sometimes.
Too. So he had the choice to either step up or step aside, and unfortunately he made the wrong choice.
Yep.
Look, there's a tower missing.
Yeah, that tower top is gone. There's a Cursed Crown over here on Monkey King. RZ dive in the, or sides dive in the tower just to get some stacks up. Ooh, PMS. That probably goes on T-Blade, right?
You would hope so.
Oh no, he has the Iron Talon. There's no way he's giving that up for PMS. That PMS will stay on Breaker for a while, I think.
Maybe it's a preference thing. I don't know. I mean, I'm a hard support player, so I can't comment too much on neutral item choices on cores. But
So
Don't you want as much Agi on Terrorblade as possible?
You do want a bunch of Agi on Terrorblade, but you already have 26 armor right now if you're Terrorblade, right? Which is
Yeah.
absolutely absurd. So the actual damage block, you have 62% physical resistance, and damage block happens before your armor. We are going to see, looks like maybe a kill onto Fructose Father. He's dodging around, but not going to be able to dodge the Chakram on top. But this poor man's shield, it blocks 30 damage when you're not in ult form. Or sorry, not ult, but Metamorphosis. And it blocks 20 damage when you're in Metamorphosis. But it actually only blocks 10 damage. Because of the 2/3 physical damage reduction to begin with, right? So it's 8 Agi and 10 damage block. Or 2 armor, which is probably going to be not worth a whole 10 damage block, but it's some of that. And a bunch of attack speed, and you get to kill creeps way faster in the jungle. So it's more attack speed as well. Twice as much even.
All 3 tier 1 towers are gone. Betting zoo. Which you mentioned not much happening about 5 minutes ago, but suddenly there's nothing happening on the Radiant side of the map. It's all Dire side right now.
Yep, Gambit is just chasing down Breaker right now, and I think he's going to find him. Yep. 4 heroes dead on the side of Petting Zoo.
Suddenly they're up 4K net worth.
Yep. Ida does have his Yasha flying out on the courier, though.
That's really good.
Oh, is it a Yasha? Yeah, it is Yasha.
It's a Yasha.
He moved his stuff out of the... He moved his Wraith Band out of his backpack.
He's got a clarity.
Yeah. I see now, but I was a little confused. Like, Yasha, no slots. He's going to have some trouble here, though. There's no Ravage. He's going to get slowed up. Die behind the tower. We'll find his courier, but not find the hero, so it looks like he's happy to just go ahead and TP to the bottom lane.
It's a good thing the courier kills got nerfed, because boy, have we seen a lot of those this game.
Absolutely. So yeah, Gambit and Retman taking this top tower. There is a couple TPs in. Fructose Father comes in. Breaker's here as well. Frankie, no Ravage for 20 seconds.
Force Death has been getting nerfed quite a bit. This is one of those games where it's still really good.
Oh yeah, I still...
You can get yourself out of the Sprout easily. You can get away from Leshrac as fast as possible.
Yeah, I very much like the Pike on this Viper hero. Like, it's just such a good item for him.
Oh yeah.
He needs something to be able to engage and disengage more effectively. He needs stats. He needs attack range. It's all good.
A lot of action happening bottom right.
Yeah, Darth Heisenberg might actually be caught up here, and he will fall. Sides, though, you gotta be a little bit careful. Fructose Father, maybe a little bit anti-synergy there. Dill not able to hit sides inside of the trees, but he does get the stun off on the Boundless. Now he's gonna chase sides down a little bit further, but sides just timber chaining away. Dill does have a leap, and he's not gonna go for it. A little bit too deep for his blood.
I might be a little bit worried if I'm betting.
Oh yeah, I'd be very worried. Right now, WSS, they have a pretty strong timing. They have a lot of tower push. They're 5, gold away from Greaves.
Was Ursa in the pool when Terrorblade was picked?
I am not sure. I know Gambit likes to ban an Ursa, but I'm not certain whether he did this game.
Will Dota Buff tell me? I have to know at this point. I won't be able to focus until I...
So taking a look over here at Dill, he's just farming up. He is substantially ahead of this Terrorblade, about 10% right now. Even though TB has been doing almost nothing but farming, and Dill has been doing almost nothing but fighting. And this is going to be now another tower, I think, going away to WSS. And I think they will get this tower before 20 minutes. There is no fort currently. So if they're able to hold these creeps alive in the catapult, and it looks like they probably will be able to.
If there's no glyph, this tower's in trouble.
It's in trouble. It might not fall yet, though. We are going to see another fight. The Ravage comes through, and the Split Earth to kill off the Willow. Now we're going to see Gambit throw out all of his spells, come forward. He's going to get Viper struck, but Dill, he already has that Monkey King ult down. There's going to be a Sun from Phoenix out on the edge, and Retman, he's taking a lot of damage. He has to back away. He might actually fall. He has the stick, or the Greaves, and he is going to end up falling in the end. Darth Heisenberg, he's taking a lot of damage as well. Sunray not quite able to finish him off, but it looks like he will fall to the Fire Spirits. Stun up from Monkey King onto Phoenix. Fructose Father, he is going to try to get himself away, but there is still a Quelling Blade on IDID, so he's going to find that kill. And what looked like a nice early tier 2 to take out those outposts is going to turn actually into a pretty strong turnaround for Petting Zoo.
So, two things that happened during that fight were, A, the Force Staff from Viper totally saved his life to get out of this. He was sprouted inside the Wukong's command. And then number 2, the Phoenix Egg, while it didn't stun
IDID
anybody,
might fall here. Oh, there's no boundless. Never mind. Sorry. To continue.
the Phoenix Egg didn't end up stunning anybody, but it reset the entire fight, and Tidehunter got caught in a puddle, literally. The Nether Toxin, so his damage block was no more.
I see. Darth Heisenberg, he's walking up this hill, but there's full vision from Petting Zoo. This is a little dangerous. A lot dangerous.
The vision's still pretty good for Petting Zoo. He's, well, that ward's gone, but this ward does so much, and typically it doesn't get placed because it's so easily countered.
Well, you have to be able to get into the triangle to deward the triangle.
That's true.
So as long as Petting Zoo holds that area, I think they're good. What were you saying?
No, that was it. That was, there's not much happening at the moment, just Terrorblade doing his best Alchemist impression.
Yep, a pipe is just finished up for sides over here. Gambit's going for that Bloodstone. Yeah, that pipe is going to almost completely nullify Gambit's damage for the next several minutes. Yeah, this is pretty typical. Gambit call just says, go run at this outpost after we get the early tier 2, because that, like, having that 20-minute shrine is relatively uncommon, in my pubs at least. But it's so nice when you're able to prevent that early 350 XP from going to the enemy team.
It's especially, I mean, how often are tier 2 towers taken at a point where you can also get the outpost? Like, it's such a, when you're able to maintain this pace with Nature's Prophet and just keep go, it feels really good, especially when you get that XP and the other doesn't.
So Roshan now is the target of WSS, and they are going to be able to get that pretty much for, I mean, not just pretty much, entirely for free. They won't even lose this tier 1 for a while, and I think they're going to be able to get there in time to defend it if they choose to. They might just go take the tier 2 and give up the tier 1.
Yeah, wouldn't you? I mean, you get your glyph back. Dire has a glyph, though.
Yeah, I mean, so this tier 2 is already almost dead, and if you defend your tier 1, you can take the bottom tier 2 for free, basically. So I probably would have gone and defended, but it would have taken me longer.
The tower has so many different units to hit.
Yeah, I didn't actually kill the catapult with that ulti, so they do have Kata for high ground if they want to. I don't think they're going to be able to, though.
No, I think they're going to want to open up as many avenues for Nature's Prophet to split as possible, so getting the last tier 2 tower totally breaks open the map.
Yep.
And unfortunately their creep whip is nowhere close. Who do you favor past, like, 45 minutes. I mean, you want this Terrorblade, right? If this Terrorblade gets like BKB Scotty, and suddenly you don't kill it with all these combos, yikes.
I'm not sure. Like, for fights right now, it really kind of depends on Viper and Phoenix and Willow holding people in place. And TB just hits whoever is stuck.
They're approaching the last tower now, and there's no glyph. So this tower will be taken, no doubt.
Yeah, there's no even eye on trying to defend it on the side of Petting Zoo.
So Echo Saber was nerfed on Monkey King, not necessarily the new Silver Edge, but the Echo Saber was, because the slow was not applied by the Wukong's command anymore.
Yep, I think he's the only hero that affected, right? Like, it's just straight up a Monkey King nerf.
I think maybe it was actually also a Terrorblade nerf because of the reflection.
Yeah, that's true. It's a Terrorblade. It's a buff to the item against Terrorblade, right? Because
Yeah, actually, you're right.
you would have to, build it and then Terrorblade would reflect you. But it is in some ways a nerf to Terrorblade, yeah.
It's not so much a Terrorblade nerf as it is an opponent's buff, which by proxy. I'm excited to see how they approach high ground.
So, the high ground approach for WSS, I think, just has to be... Who's your Aegis carrier? Your Aegis carrier is Monkey. So, Dill has to stand on the high ground and go hit people so that Gambit can throw some Diabolic Edict onto the tower. Like, I think no one else on WSS even looks at the tower, and they just need to blood red eyes into some heroes.
The Nether Toxin is just so strong. Even if it's on a 14-second cooldown, it's up every time a wave walks up.
Yeah, it's really nice to kill out those waves, and it prevents any Jingu stacks. I think that's the only thing that it... Oh, wow. So I'm just seeing, actually, Darth Heisenberg does not have a single point in Ignite yet.
That's crazy.
I mean, it makes kind of sense. Like, Timbersaw has buttloads of regen. Breaker has corrosive skin. Phoenix just does not care. If he gets low, he's just going to throw a supernova, and he has dive to get away anyway. Backyard Slut dodges it with a Shadow Realm. The only hero who even cares is TB, and TB has a Mantis, so...
It's killing me inside that Nature's Prophet isn't splitting top, or at least cutting the wave.
I think he's a little afraid of the TB, because I think he does die to TB solo. He only has an Orchid. And while that's, quite a bit of gold for a pause
no
forward.
longer has a way to cut trees.
Ah, this is true. We are going to see a Ravage come up here in the bottom lane. That's going to be the Aegis down, but they're just going to run forward. Viper Strike comes out onto Repman, and he's going to purge it all off, get some damage mitigation out onto everyone. So far, no one has died on the side of Petting Zoo yet, and Repman, he looks like he's going to be the first to fall in this engagement. Now, Petting Zoo are on the chase. Fructose Father, he's going to fall to the Sunray. Gambit, he's getting chased down as well, slowed up by the Chakram, and he's going to fall as well. Timber Chain forward, looking for anybody's side. Does not have a cancel on this TP, so that's going to be a successful extraction for the Ogre. And Dill finds a haste rune, so he's just going to walk away.
So, the Ravage came out as soon as Monkey King used the Aegis, so they couldn't combine
the Ravage with the
ultimate. So, by the time that Dylan frantically casted his ultimate, it didn't mean it. And none of these heroes really care too much about getting hit by it. Phoenix can run away. Backyard Slut says Shadow Realm to get out. The high armor from Terrorblade and Timbersaw.
Yeah, and now we're seeing like the other end of that draft, right? WSS, they push towers really well, but their heroes, just as heroes against Like, beyond any questions of scaling and who does better in the late game, right? Like, WSS's heroes compared to against Petting Zoo's heroes, just Petting Zoo's heroes don't care.
I think WSS has a big fucking problem once Terrorblade has Eye of Scotty. I mean, especially if he's clicking on Monkey King. Does the Scotty still give the regen reduction?
Yes.
Then that takes away the Jingu mastery to a degree.
I did. He is going to BKB and try to turn around. Does get some damage out with that ulti onto Gambit, but that's just a BKB charge traded.
Would you have rather seen Gambit go for a BKB instead of Bloodstone?
I think that in this game, BKB is a little slow. I think that the playstyle that they were going for was, we have a timer, we are going to run at them hard during the timer. Let's get this Bloodstone, have Pulse Nova on infinity time, and get a bajillion Bloodstone charges, and use that to just clean up. That didn't happen, but that was the idea, right? I think with BKB, you know, with Yule's BKB, he just can't stay out on the field or farm effectively.
Dude, I'm starting to get scared of this Terrorblade.
Oh, I would be too, absolutely.
Just sold the Wraith Band to make space for the first Eye of Scotty component.
Yeah, do we see anything else coming out? We are seeing another Force Staff, so Fructose Father's getting one.
Dylan's closing in on Silver Edge, which is pretty cool.
Oh, this is going to be big, actually. Retman
Really
has queued... Say what?
It's really good against Viper and Timber. The Silver Edge.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a smoke coming out from... Yeah, from Petting Zoo.
And they see Gambit.
Yeah, he is definitely the target here. Is there anything to actually hold him? Because he's a pretty fast disco pony, but not in the greatest position right now. I think this is where they're going to go. Yep, there's going to be the Force Staff forward and the Viper Strike, as well as the Yules with the Cursed Crown. He's going to... Oh, actually, he used himself off the Cursed Crown. Tries to use the Bloodstone to heal up, but it is not enough, and he just tanks that gank card.
He took one on the way out, but it was after he died, and so he didn't get the Bloodstone charge. So he's down to 8.
Yeah, that feels bad. Those charges are very important for your hero.
Yeah. Man, this is
Because those Bloodstone charges are your spell amp now.
You only have 1 or 2 good Wukong commands left in the game. So I think you need to pick a fight as soon as... Maybe you have to wait for Roche.
Yeah, Roche will be up in about 30 seconds.
That's, if the Dire can somehow take a good team fight in front of the Roche pit, that drastically increases their chance of winning.
Absolutely.
What is the win probability right now? About 25, or rather 65-35?
Yeah, it's relatively even. I think it'd be even closer to 60-40.
60-40 rather. I know how to do math.
I mean, WSS definitely, they were very favored if they were able to close out the game, but they kind of flubbed this high ground. And that's kind of all you need. If you're the team that's on the timer, you have to execute. And if you don't execute, then the other team just walks it home, right?
You know, I don't know too much about Nature's Prophet. Like I said, it's one of the heroes that I wish I was really good at.
Actually, we are going to see a real engagement up here. I thought it was just going to be a pickoff. Never mind. It's just a BKB and everyone runs away.
Gambit did go for a BKB. That's good. I'd like to see that. He really needed one. So Nature's Prophet has an Orchid, but all 3 cores of they smoked themselves again.
Yep.
Maybe they just want to bait.
Yeah, they're baiting here. They are able to find the blink, but they can't really do anything with it, it looks like.
All three core. Oh.
We are going to see the breakout onto Viper. Now the Wukong's command is coming through. Ravage is available, and he's going to get it off onto everyone. I did, though. He's still full HP. He's trying to pound onto Dylan, and he might find it. Dylan is regenning up, trying to trade it out, and it looks like with the stun, they're going to find that kill.
Wow. On a knife's edge.
Breaker, he's slowed up now. He does still have the pike, and he's going to try desperately to take out Tidehunter, and he will manage at least to get the kill before he walks away, or before he dies.
So you see what happens when they actually do combine Ravage and Wukong.
Absolutely.
And Dylan, he must have been down to 100 health fighting against Terrorblade there.
Many times. He was just trading out.
Look at top and bottom.
Yep, one of these towers is going down.
Do you save buyback if you're Terrorblade? Because you're playing against Leshrac and Nature's Prophet.
So, I think that a buyback on Terrorblade is not going to do anything. Because you will have already used meta in the fight. You probably will have already used Sunder. And that fight's probably happening at your tier 3. So you can safely buy out on TB right now.
Okay. He's pretty close to his Hive Scotty. If he had that last fight, the Monkey King would be dead. For sure.
Gambit falls off the map, so we have a little bit of pause here. This is the worst interim game, by the way. This is the worst pause game, by the way.
Oh, as soon as they pop up now, I hide them. I don't even get that shit out of it. Looks like Gambit's had enough of this game. It's funny, just like that, he's back up to 13 charges.
Yeah, it just took one fight. I mean, it was 8. They killed 5. Easy. But so this minigame is also broken. If you don't play in the first round, no one played at all. But if someone plays in the first round and you don't, then it goes down to 1 left, right? And when it goes down to 1 left and you didn't play in the first round, you can still click on it. You will lose, but no one will win.
Finally, I figured out how to not lose this game.
Yeah, so it looks like Gambit is kind of dead in the water overall. Oh, he's back. Okay.
There's still everyone's taking a bath. Roche is up.
Come back quick. It's only game 1, boys.
Aegis and Cheese. Both teams take Roche pretty effective.
Yeah. I think either team can take Roche plenty fast enough. It sort of just depends on whether these ults are up for WSS, whether they want to go in. And since those are all, not all of them. Ravage is not up yet.
Who do you give the ease of execution to?
Absolutely, Petting 2.
Yeah?
They have the far easier draft to execute. Survive until Terrorblade is 6 slotted.
This is immediately scouted out, and they are coming.
Yep. There's no Ravage yet, not for 40 seconds, so Retman, he's taking a bit of damage. Good multicast out onto sides. Retman actually will fall. Unlucky bash from Roshan.
He doesn't have buyback, actually, so that's...
Yeah, he bought out that Vlad's for the bonus damage, which was really huge in that last fight, actually. Like, he had that Vlad's for the prior fight, I think.
Gambit's running top for a tower.
Yeah, this is the right play from Gambit. Like, there's no way that they come back. There's no fort available. He knows because they already used it, so you can at least get some of the tower. There's no Yules on Timbersaw either, so this is entirely free.
Did the Aegis need to go on Terrorblade? Shouldn't it have gone on maybe Timbersaw or Viper?
So Terrorblade, oh, he didn't buy out, but maybe he feels safer buying out if he has the Aegis. Viper Aegis is good. Timbersaw Aegis is alright. I do think probably the best carrier of the Aegis is Viper currently on Petting Zoo. Yeah. But he has the cheese, and he has the corrosive skin and enough HP to survive any kind of engagement long enough to get the cheese off. So it's basically an Aegis.
Never understood these this part of the game. Well, anyway.
Oh, we're gonna see a Viper strike onto Retman. He's gonna get that purged up, and he gets the Ravage off. Dylan is here, and that's the end of the Timbersaw. Nice terrorize, forcing everyone out, but
you don't mind using those ultimate. Maybe not the Ravage, but it feels good to use Wukong's command for that kill.
Yeah, Wukong's is only 90-second cooldown, and it lasts for like 15 seconds, so it's really only a 75-second cooldown.
Yeah. Plus, that's Aegis time that's being wasted now.
And yeah, that too.
Back. Amazingly, WSS has not lost a tier 2 tower yet. To me, that's astounding. Scotty,
yeah, I mean, Gambit definitely recognizes the value of those towers, and he will call to defend those, even if they don't necessarily look like the kind of defenses you would take a week ago. Just because of how much more those tier 2 towers matter than they did.
This is irreparable damage being done. Well, I mean, isn't it? I mean, do they have a repair kit? I can't check.
You can now, actually. If you click and go into neutrals, no repair kit. I want to look at WSS as well. Did they get a repair kit?
Oh, Nature's Prophet building a hex stick. Like that. Witless Shaco found by Redman. It would cut his mana pool in half, but man, it would feel good to have all that extra health.
So it looks like actually I can't see their items, because if I click on one of them, there we go. Only if I have one of their heroes selected, but in no other time. But Leveler picked up, that is pretty big.
Doesn't, or...
Put that on Viper.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. I still would rather see the Titan Sliver. Oh, both teams are smoked up.
Yeah, they're getting ready to run at each other. Still no Ravage for 20 seconds. Dill is silver edged up.
Do they see him?
Oh, they see Timber, though. Timber pops all the smokes. He gets Orchided right away, but he does have the way to get off of it. Now there's going to be the meta and the BKB trying to kill off Gambit right away. Gambit gets his Yules off, but there is a Phoenix Sun in the background, so he has to run away still, even with all that. Timbersaw does eventually fall here. Retman, he's able to get that Ravage off, but he will fall regardless. That's 1 for 1. Both the offlaners going down and the Ravage being forced out. 4 staff in 4 seconds. Darth Heisenberg wants TP away. He is going to be able to succeed in that. 1 for 1, but definitely the heroes that end up going away, I think, leave plenty of room for Idid to take some buildings.
I mean, definitely a net gain for Petting Zoo Rejects, as they didn't lose a giant cooldown on their Timbersaw like the Tidehunter did. The Tidehunter was already going down. You weren't going to turn the fight. Using that Ravage there was a rough decision.
Yeah, I think maybe he was hoping to get some Wukong out with it. It was a 5-man Ravage. Like, how often are you going to see a 5-man Ravage for yourself and not take it, right?
I mean, if you're me, it would be that instant. But I digress. I'm not a what is zero? Tidehunter? I'm not a Tidehunter.
Yeah. So we do see So much evasion, dude. Do you see how many attacks Dill just missed onto Breaker there with just 15, 25, 35% evasion? Breaker will fall. Aegis just got reclaimed as well, and he is at least able to take out Fructo's father, but not the greatest
Aegis has
trade.
been reclaimed.
Yep, no more Aegis timing. IDID is gonna have to wait for the next one.
Win probability is still favoring kobolds.
Still favoring who?
The WSS kobold. Same percentage as earlier, about.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. They still have very much the ability to win this game.
They can rat like nobody's business with the Leshrac and the Nature's Prophet. And especially since those heroes are so mobile.
Did you see how much damage Willow took from a single boundless strike there?
No, but I see what he's down to.
He was at full.
Oh, just one boundless strike there?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if he's got a Jingu stack. He's dead.
Absolutely.
Bonus damage 230. Remember what the Jingu stack was like when the hero came out?
I remember it being completely broken. I don't remember any numbers.
It was an absolute death sentence for anybody you attacked. It was ridiculous. Like, most heroes are broken when they come out, but Monkey King's Jingu stacks was absolutely bonkers. Bottom tower is super low, top tower is 2/3.
So I just want to point out right now, Agpat has an Aghanims.
Ooh.
So he gives a second life to any of his allies. He's got that level 3 Supernova. He is not going to have +3 Supernova hit count for a while.
So, you know who has a really long cooldown on Dire that's not an ultimate?
Yeah.
Mr. Terrible.
Who might it be?
It's a 155-second cooldown that suddenly is just boop,
Yeah.
reset with the Aghanim Scepter. So actually, it's a cool purchase.
I like it. Yeah, I've seen people like pick the Coddle and just try to spam out the mana to reduce the cooldown on the Metamorphosis. I don't think I've actually seen Phoenix Ags double meta yet.
Phoenix Ags is already pretty cool.
Yeah, and it gives you the Sunray too, which is really big. Smoke Out from...
Sunray's a talent now.
Oh, is it a talent now? Well, anyway, Smoke Out. They're going to find Gambit. Gambit is probably going to fall here. He throws out the BKB, gets off the Yules. There's going to be a Ravage available. Is he going to use it? He's kind of waiting, deciding. Gambit has to walk away, but he's walking into the Phoenix Egg, which is going to pop. That's stun out onto both, and that's going to be IDID absolutely tearing through the heroes WSS. They had to TP back, though. They have lost a tower. Fructo's father, he... How does... What? Vision? Excuse me?
If they didn't have Glyph, they would lose that barrack.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure if that was a good trade or not. I mean,
it's not a
go
great
high
trade.
It's easier, but man, isn't it so much better when... I don't know, you lost Gambit, which is... You lose a few Bloodstone charges, a BKB charge.
That's an 8-second BKB charge. That's like... In some ways, I feel like the 8-second BKB charge is kind of the most important because it's your last good BKB charge.
There's an illusionist cape for IDID.
Aww. All right, game's over. Let's go game 2, boys.
What? That item is in every fucking game I play, and it is so frustrating to play again.
It's ludicrous. It's got to get nerfed again. Like, it's just too good.
Like, when you get it for an illusion hero, it's bonkers.
Yeah, it's too... It's either broken or useless.
They just killed Timbersaw without Wukong's command, so they can keep going.
Yep. That Silver Edge doing work. And I think
Rutman not even trying to hide if he wants to go.
Yeah. force
one
out
was,
that. Ooh, Spell Prism.
It's a pretty fun Timbersaw item. What is it, like 12 all stats and a bunch of mana regen?
12 all stats, 4 mana regen, and also some cooldown reduction.
It's either him or Dark Willow. Dark Willow's got the telescope. That's pretty good.
If Dark Willow had Ags, I would say that would go on Dark Willow.
Dark Willow eggs.
Because
Not
20% reduction, right? That's 3 seconds off of his ulti. So it gives his ulti, not ulti, it gives Shadow Realm 50% uptime.
Let's see, 20%. It would take off 2.8 seconds or something like that. Yeah. So you'd be in Shadow Realm for a while.
And doesn't
he
Ags
building
actually increase the duration?
No,
No, he doesn't increase the duration.
Nope. That would be so cool, though. I mean, we all saw what Taiga did to Virtus Pro when he had Dark Willow for his space defense.
Yeah, it's crazy what this hero can do with an Aghanims and like just anything at all.
Dylan's holding buyback, but he's got Abyssal Blade in his sight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. This game is like. There's only a few. Like, I feel like there's only a few team fights left because the push potential from both of these teams is insane. Terrorblade looks at a tower and it just falls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If either team loses the wrong heroes at the wrong time, they are gonna lose a Rax.
Oh.
So that's the BKB coming out from Idid. Yule's up on
it's only 5 seconds.
Retman, and he does have the Ravage. He's going to go ahead and use it. Actually, it does hit out at least on a 2 on the backside. Idid, though, he's doing taking a lot of damage, and he was not saved with that Supernova there.
He did not get Sunder off. He had it available.
Yeah, he tried. He tried to be greedy with it and take because he was fighting up Dill, and Dill was at half HP, and he tried to hit Gambit with it on the right side, and Gambit was just too far away.
Dude, fuck the outpost. Push towers. Look at Breaker.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're pushing all the lanes right now. Like, with TB and Willow down, I would just be running it mid.
You only need to send the creeps in one lane. Is Breaker gonna get found here? Do they see him? Yeah,
they see him. They do want him, and they are gonna get him. At least he's gonna get slowed up. Size is here. He throws a BKB, so he's not gonna get boundless struck.
Oh my god!
Goes the ulti off, but it does not matter. And now Abyssal Blade actually just came in, so Dill, he comes in and gets some more right clicks off. That is the end of the Timbersaw.
Go straight to the base.
Absolutely.
Yeah. They don't even care
buildings.
about Roche right now. That's a Viper buyback. Timbersaw is the one you care about a lot. Terrorblade's likely going to hold it.
Yeah. So 2 buybacks. That's easy, Roshan.
This game's crazy. Like, that's another instance where if they didn't have Glyph, they'd lose quite a bit of their base.
Mm-hmm.
But
And now,
still, you saved the Terrorblade by. Good lord, Roshan's dying fast.
and this is actually Refresher Shard, so a little bit of luck.
Oh yeah, that's
Timber at least gets the dire kill. Now they're coming in, but Aegis is on Tidehunter, who's silenced up because he's inside of the Nether Toxin, level 25. Egg comes out as well as Giant Wukong, and that's going to get a couple of stuns off. So far, nobody has died on the side of anyone. Willow the first to fall. Now it looks like Sides is probably going to fall as well, but the Cursed Crown stuns off too. Meanwhile, here on the other side, it looks like Idid is coming in to try to protect his Timbersaw. Timbersaw lives. Retman, he already has used the Refresher Shard, or maybe someone else picked it up, but he doesn't have it right now. Doesn't have the ulti.
Dylan has the Refresher Shard.
Now he gave it away. That's a second Ravage out, but it's maybe not going to be enough. Timbersaw at least does fall on the backside. Now Breaker. Oh, they do find the Terrorblade Breaker. He's going to fall as well after the Abyssal, and Agpat, he is the sole survivor.
That's the second time he died without using Sunder.
Yeah, just a little bit greedy. He got bashed up towards the end.
So I believe Retman took the Aegis because I recall him coming back up in that fight. And
Yes.
Dylan, the fear came out while they were collecting the goodies. And so I think it's GG. Yeah, it's GG.
Yep, GG is called.
The fear came out while they were collecting the goodies, and so Dylan had to go back and grab the cheese and the refresher after the fact.
Okay.
Wow.
So action-packed game 1 after the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's true. The first 5 minutes.
We have 56 kills in 49 minutes, and it's really only 39 minutes.
I love games like that because it's a matter of who wins like one more team fight. That's exciting. I'm glad I got to see that.
All right, well, we're going to go ahead and hop in the lobby for game 2. I have an iFan joined tonight by, Atoll? Sorry.
Arno.
Arno. Okay.
Hello, that's me.
I had the wrong screens open, but we will hop in the lobby for game 2. It is a best of 3, so we'll see how these following either 1 or 2 games go. And we'll be right back.